What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NNDM for Nano Dimensions. Of course, on the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing we need to point out is that these guys are going to give us an earnings announcement after, or before the bell rather, on tomorrow's session. So let's just check in, see if there's any anticipatory movement going on in the post-market, and not really, right? It basically just looks like as of right now, we will be opening somewhere in the mid-range of today's session. So flipping the attention back over to the daily perspective just to talk about major areas first, then we'll go back into the 30. For now, I would say if we open in here, the major point that we would need to do battle is at $5.55. Now, why is that? Simply because we had prior support. Support here, you'll also notice that it acted as resistance. You can see that really clearly on the intraday here. If I just zoom in a hair, you can see support and then certainly resistance in here as well. So 555 is the number to beat. If we can get up and over it, I would argue there's more meat on the bone for this long-sided trade than I would really feel comfortable going short on some sort of momentum play to the downside, given the distance that this stock has already traveled lower, right? So it's just not favorable to be going short down here at the lows, as opposed to looking for a long-sided trade on confirmation, of course. We're not just blindly going long here, but if we do take out 555 on momentum, some sort of bullish pattern forms underneath it, look for that to break, and of course, ultimately the target is from the daily up at 611. I don't want you to ignore, though, the fact that we have a bump in the road here. If I just grab the other tool quickly, right around, let's see what level that is, 575. Okay, so a nice 3/4 mark right in there as a potential bump in the road. But again, from the daily perspective, a retracement into the 611 would make sense, right? Because that would be a back test of a prior shelf of support, and that should now start to act as resistance when testing it from the bottom side up. Now, of course, because we're talking about the long-sided trade and we're favoring that, it doesn't mean that the short side can't unfold. And I will just make you aware that you can't really short this, I don't think. So hard to borrow in terms of shares, and open interest here is good, but if we look at, again, so headed into the end of the week, your theta decay on 3 days left isn't going to be that great. So the at the money sort of strike here, although it has good volume, your theta decay is going to start really eating up the position. I mean, look, it's 6 cents on something that's trading 21 by 22, not the greatest. And if you go out to the next month expiration, you can see that volume is not nearly as good here. So be skeptical of the short side. It just wouldn't be my first idea. But if we do move lower, if there's some sort of gap down and go, big momentum play to the downside, you're looking for support and a potential reversal given the extended nature of this chart, close to $4.52. Why is that the number? If we scrunch it up, you can clearly see back here a little bit, there we go, that this prior area was resistance, then offered some support there before taking off, and that's why that is the number. So if you enjoyed today's video, if you learned anything new, let me know in the comments section. Hopefully you have some levels to watch out for. Our main channel is linked in the description. All of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.